Everything is always working out for you, but not because of luck or coincidence or chance. It's working out because your thoughts are not random. They are signals, your emotions, not fleeting, they're frequencies. And your beliefs, they're the invisible architects of your reality. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you broadcast. And the truth is, you've been manifesting your life this entire time, whether you are aware of it or not. So if you've ever felt like things were mysteriously falling into place for you, or even when they weren't, but you still held on to hope, you are already aligned with a universal truth. Your life responds to your vibration, the words you speak, the thoughts you repeat, and the energy you embody every day. They all create patterns in the quantum field. These patterns shape your relationships, your bank account, your health, your purpose, your joy. They're not separate from you. They are you. So when you say, everything is always working out for me, it's not wishful thinking. It's a declaration. It's you tuning your subconscious to a higher frequency. It's a powerful recalibration. A coded message to your internal compass that says, I choose alignment. I choose belief. I choose flow. The law of attraction doesn't respond to your words alone. It responds to the vibration behind them. That's why some affirmations feel empty and others feel electric. Because it's not just what you say, it's what you feel while you say it. And when you feel that trust, when you embody that confidence, you align yourself with a frequency that literally pulls your desires toward you like a magnetic field. That's why this truth matters. Everything is working out for you, even when it doesn't look like it, especially when it doesn't look like it, because in those moments, you're invited to shift, to reprogram, to choose trust over fear, clarity over chaos, energy over effort. You see, the subconscious mind is always listening. It doesn't know the difference between a joke and a belief. It only knows repetition. And whatever you repeat, it installs. If you constantly affirm stress, doubt, or limitation, your subconscious programs your life to match that signal. But when you speak life into your day, when you declare your worthiness and trust the process, something shifts. The inner wiring begins to realign. And from that place, miracles begin to move. Opportunities find you. Solutions rise up. The right people appear. Not because the outside world changed, but because you changed your frequency. That's the secret people overlook. Your personal energy is the access point to every outcome you desire. Your financial breakthrough? It starts in your vibration. Your dream relationship? It's magnetized by your belief in love and connection. Your career alignment? It's attracted through emotional clarity, not frantic action. Because the universe doesn't respond to neediness, it responds to alignment. And alignment begins the moment you stop asking for proof and start becoming the proof dot. So let this moment be a recalibration, a reset. You are no longer waiting on the universe. You are the universe, expressing itself through the lens of your desires. You're not chasing abundance. You're awakening to the truth that abundance has been chasing you. The phrase, everything is always working out for me, is not a mantra of denial. It's a reprogramming device. It softens the grip of fear. It calms the nervous system. It elevates your vibration. And when spoken with feeling, when embodied with certainty, it becomes the key to unlocking the next level of your life. Think about this. Have you ever noticed how people who expect the best tend to receive it? That's not an accident. That's coherence. Their emotional frequency is congruent with their mental intention. And in that state of coherence, their energy becomes irresistible to the quantum field. That's what you're doing when you affirm your alignment. You're not just speaking to your mind, you're speaking to every atom in your being, reminding it to vibrate at the frequency of your highest good. And here's the beautiful part. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to tune everything. Tune your thoughts. Tune your emotions. Tune your focus. Because when your vibration is clear, reality has no choice but to respond. So say it with me, not just with your lips, but with your soul. Everything is always working out for me. Not because I'm forcing it, but because I've aligned with the flow. Not because I'm lucky, but because I've shifted my energy. Not because I've earned it, but because I've finally realized I've always been worthy of it. Let this be your foundation. Let this truth echo through every moment of your day. When things feel uncertain, return here. When doubt creeps in, return here. When life doesn't look how you expected it to, return here. Because this isn't just an affirmation, it's a frequency. And once you live from this frequency, everything changes. You don't just believe in miracles, you become one. You don't just wait for success, you embody it. You don't just attract love, you radiate it. And as you step into this awareness, you realize something quietly profound. The universe has never been against you. It's been waiting for you to remember who you are. It's been echoing your power through synchronicities, signs, nudges, asking you to trust, to let go, to align. And now, you're here, ready, receiving. And everything is always truly working out for you. The law of attraction isn't magic, it's mechanics. Not the kind made of metal and gears, but the unseen, elegant design of consciousness interacting with energy. You are not just a body walking through space. You are a broadcasting system, a vibrational field, an electromagnetic being who sends signals through thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Science backs this up in ways we're only just beginning to understand. Quantum physics teaches us that everything, at its core, is energy. Atoms are not solid, they are mostly space, vibrating with intention. And what determines how that energy behaves? Observation, expectation, focus. In other words, you. When you begin to understand this, the idea that everything is always working out for me takes on a whole new weight. It's not about delusion. It's about directing the flow. Your reticular activating system, the filter in your brain that decides what you notice, is always working behind the scenes. If you constantly affirm struggle, your RAS will search your environment for evidence of struggle. But if you begin each day tuning into the frequency of joy, gratitude, and abundance, your mind will filter reality to reflect those emotional anchors. You'll begin noticing signs, opportunities, moments of flow you would have missed before. That's not coincidence. That's subconscious reprogramming in real time. Neuroscience confirms that our brains are malleable. Neuroplasticity allows us to form new connections, new beliefs, and new habits by repetition and emotional intensity. When you say, "Everything is always working out for me," you're planting new neural pathways. When you feel that statement deeply, when you allow it to live in your chest and vibrate through your voice, you're strengthening those pathways. You're becoming someone new, someone who expects harmony, who leans into faith, who magnetizes solutions. And the more you practice this alignment, the more your external world begins to organize itself around your internal certainty. This is why visualization is such a powerful tool. When you close your eyes and see yourself living the life you desire, walking through it, breathing it in, smiling with the confidence of already having it, you're not daydreaming. You're rehearsing reality. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. That's why Olympic athletes visualize their wins before ever setting foot on the track. It's not fantasy, it's mental creation. And when you pair those visuals with the emotional frequency of joy, gratitude, or love, you're creating a vibrational match to that experience in the field. That's the attractor pattern. That's the magnet. Now, this isn't just about wealth or material success, though those things are certainly part of the equation. It's about becoming the version of you who no longer doubts, who no longer chases, who no longer resists what is trying to reach them. It's about trusting the divine timing of your life, that everything, yes, even the delays, the losses, the moments of uncertainty, is part of your realignment. The universe is not punishing you, it's positioning you. And when you let go of the need to control every outcome, when you surrender with trust, you create the space for miracles to move. Real people are living this truth every day. I've seen countless stories of individuals who began with nothing but a new belief. A woman who started every morning for 30 days repeating, "I am open to receiving abundance in unexpected ways." She didn't force results, she simply realigned her energy. And in less than a month, her stagnant business began to flourish, with new clients, surprising collaborations, and unforeseen windfalls. Another person, healing from heartbreak, repeated, "I trust the universe is guiding me to the love I deserve." She began embodying love in her daily life, smiling more, caring for herself, journaling her dreams, and soon found herself in a relationship that reflected everything she had asked for. And more. The formula isn't complicated, but it does require intention. Step 1. Become aware of your dominant thoughts. Step 2. Shift them gently, lovingly, toward higher vibrations, not through force, but through conscious direction. Step 3. Feel as if it's already done. Embody the emotion of already having what you desire. Let your nervous system relax into that version of you. And step 4. Act from alignment. This means following intuitive nudges, showing up where you feel guided, saying yes to life when it calls. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are in harmony, the universe rushes to meet you there. Affirmations, then, are not just words, they are energetic rituals. When you say, "I am a magnet for success," you're not asking for something, you're claiming it. When you say, "I trust that everything is always working out for me," you're not escaping reality, you're shaping it. Because your reality bends to your emotional authority, not once in a while, not only on good days, but every single moment. The law of attraction isn't on a timer. It responds constantly, faithfully to your dominant frequency. And remember, this is a practice, not a performance. You don't need to feel perfect. You don't need to banish every doubt. You just need to stay connected to the truth that you can shift. You can recalibrate. You can return to center. Some days, that looks like standing in your power, repeating affirmations with confidence. Other days, it looks like sitting in silence, breathing through discomfort, and whispering softly to yourself, "Even now, things are still working out for me." And they are, because the universe doesn't require your perfection. It responds to your willingness to believe again, to dream again, to release the grip of control and allow grace to lead. And in that space, the magic happens. You begin to attract people who see your light, opportunities that feel like home, abundance that flows with ease, and peace that doesn't depend on anything outside of you. This is the real power of the law of attraction, not to escape life, but to awaken to its deeper intelligence, to realize that you are not alone. You are guided, supported, and loved by a force greater than circumstance. And when you align your frequency with that knowing, when your thoughts and emotions harmonize with the energy of trust, you become a portal for miracles. That is who you are. That is the life you are always meant to live. There is a sacred intelligence to this universe, a rhythm, a current, and when your mind, body, and soul are attuned to it, you no longer swim against the tide, you move with it. That's what alignment is. It's not effort without end. It's not constant hustle. It's inner coherence. It's your thoughts, your emotional vibration, your subconscious beliefs, and your actions all vibrating together in harmony with your desires. That's the frequency where transformation lives. That's the frequency where everything is always working out for me becomes not just an affirmation, but an embodied truth. We are not meant to live in resistance. Resistance is heavy. It distorts the flow. It creates static in the signal. But when you release resistance, when you choose trust over tension, presence over panic, your energy clears. And the moment your energy clears, manifestation accelerates. Why? Because you've stopped pushing against the very thing that's trying to bless you. You've become receptive. You've become magnetic. Think of your life like a radio dial. Every desire you have, wealth, love, healing, success, it already exists. It's already broadcasting on its own frequency. You don't need to create it. You only need to tune into it. And how do you do that? Through emotional resonance. When you feel abundant, even before the money arrives, you're vibrating at the frequency of wealth. When you feel deeply loved, even before the partner shows up, you're embodying the vibration of connection. And when you live from a place of inner peace, despite the chaos around you, you become the frequency that peace responds to. Your personal vibration is the code the universe reads. Not your timeline, not your hustle, not your external circumstances, just your frequency. And when you lock into the emotional signature of your desired reality, when you feel it, trust it, and move in alignment with it, you become a living match to that outcome. That's why it feels like things just click. That's why you suddenly meet the right person, or hear the right idea, or walk into the right room at the right time. That's energy alignment. That's the universe mirroring your inner state back to you with stunning precision. And here's the deeper truth. You're not attracting your dreams. You're remembering them. You're peeling back the layers of conditioning, fear, and doubt to uncover what your soul already knew, that you are powerful, that you are worthy, that your life is not random, it's a mirror. And when you understand this, the need to control fades. The obsession with timing loosens, and a quiet confidence rises up in its place. A knowing, a calm certainty that says, I don't need to chase what's mine. I attract it by becoming it. This is the spiritual architecture of manifestation. Belief opens the door. Energy walks you through. Action rooted in alignment builds the reality. You don't just sit back and wait, you feel, you embody, and you respond when life whispers. You follow the intuitive pull, not because you're desperate, but because you're aligned. Not because you're afraid of missing out, but because you trust the path is unfolding in divine order. This is how you co-create, with presence, with clarity, with frequency. Everything is energy, and energy is moved by intention. That's why your expectations matter. That's why gratitude is so magnetic. That's why even a single moment of deep emotional embodiment can shift the entire trajectory of your life. When you visualize not from lack, but from love. When you affirm not to convince yourself, but to claim yourself. When you hold your desires with open hands instead of clenched fists, the universe rushes in, because it recognizes the frequency of someone who finally remembers who they are. So, what happens now? You walk forward with trust. You live from the vibration of already having what you desire. You become fluent in the language of energy. And every time a challenge arises, you don't spiral into doubt. You return to alignment. You ask yourself, what would the version of me who already has it feel right now? And you feel that. You embody that. You act from that. That's how you collapse time. That's how you bend reality. This isn't blind optimism. This is spiritual precision. This is vibrational mastery. And it is available to you at every moment. You don't need to earn it. You don't need to beg for it. You simply need to become it. Everything that's meant for you is already orbiting around your field, just waiting for the moment you match it with your energy. That's when it lands. That's when the shift happens. So let this truth echo in your heart as you move through your life. You are not alone in this. You are co-creating with a force that is loving, intelligent, and infinite. And this force is always working behind the scenes on your behalf, aligning details you cannot see, preparing the path before you even step onto it. You don't have to know how. You just have to remember who you really are. A magnet, a transmitter, a conscious architect of reality. Everything is always working out for you. In seen ways, in unseen ways, in quiet nudges and loud breakthroughs, in delays that are actually detours in your favor, in timing that seems off until it reveals its perfection. Your job is not to figure it all out. Your job is to hold the frequency, to stay in resonance, to live in expectation, not desperation, to know beyond logic that you are supported. So, if this message stirred something in you, if it helped you remember the truth you've always carried deep inside, I invite you to honor that feeling. Like this video. Leave a comment below. If something clicked, we're all manifesting together, rewriting our realities one vibration at a time. And if you're ready to go deeper into this journey, into this frequency of trust, wealth, purpose, and love, subscribe and stay close. Because this isn't just content. This is consciousness. And you, dear soul, are more powerful than you've ever been told. Thank you for being here, for choosing to rise, for remembering who you are. Everything is already working out for you. And the best, the very best, is already on its way.